Good morning, everyone. My name is Justin O'Donnell, and this is a production of Blue Chip Consulting Services. We're doing Blue Chip profiles. These are profiles in inspirational stories. And today we're going to be talking about obstacles. We all have them in life, but the key is how do you overcome them when you're faced with obstacles, sometimes overwhelming obstacles. And we've got someone who's a bit of an expert in that today, who's going to share some of her experiences. I want to introduce you to Doreen Hillier.
Hello.
Hello. Doreen, thank you for being on the show with us. Doreen is a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, an experienced Toastmaster, and just an all-around decent human being.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to hearing about some of your tales today. Now, the theme for today is obstacles. What was one of the earliest obstacles you had ever faced?
Well, one of the earliest obstacles that I had to face and try to overcome was as a little girl. My mom was very, very sick. She was in and out of hospital, and my father was away working in Newfoundland where I grew up. It was very common at the time that men would be away from home 2-3 weeks at a time, and my mom was also absent quite a bit of the time because of her illness.
Okay, so how did you could you give us some examples of
Okay, at the age of 9, my sister and I, we had to scrub floors and bake and help my mom because, of course, her being away most of the time in hospitals and being ill. We also had a baby brother, so changing diapers and looking after him. We had babysitters that came but didn't stay for long and didn't really do a whole lot to help us at the house. So what we did then is we joined together after school and we did all of the things that we needed to do. At the age of 12, we were given the news that my mom had 6 months to live.
Oh my God.
And it was probably the first time I ever saw my dad get on his knees and cry. We thought we were going to lose our mom at a very young age, and she had been very ill, but they were able to do surgery and she had an ostomy. So then after school, at the age of 12, in grade 7, I would come home, and one of the duties other than just helping clean house was to also help my mom with the medication and also helping her with gluing the ostomy bag onto her side and helping to encourage her. So at a very early age, we had adult responsibilities.
Yeah, so it sounds like you were forced to grow up very quickly in that environment.
Yes, we were. There was no doubt about it that we were loved very much, and we understood that Dad had to go away to make the income to pay for my mom's medication, and my mom was very ill and couldn't control that. So we basically were left with the responsibility of helping her as much as possible.
Okay. You talked a little bit about some of your earliest obstacles. Let's talk about maybe a recent obstacle or a challenge that you've had to overcome.
Well, there's been a few in the last few years, but the recent one would be 2 years ago. I actually slipped on my back patio and broke my leg, my fibula and my ankle actually. And at 6 o'clock at night I was coming out of surgery using a walker. For 5.5 months I didn't get to see my kitchen, and all the people would be coming in from church or my friends, and the community came in to wash my body because I couldn't get into the tub. After a year in physio, even though my ankle still was swelling a lot, I was able to get rid of the cane and start walking, and I was determined that I would learn how to walk again, I would learn how to dance again, and definitely get on with life. But within that year, there was no income coming in through my business at that particular point because I wasn't able to work. I wasn't able to do stairs and get to my business. So I gave a lot of clients back their books, and they found some other bookkeepers, accountants to take care of them. And I started to rebuild my business again. And thank God that things have worked out very, very well, but it was an obstacle, that's for sure, and something that I had to overcome.
Yeah, no, you made mention that you had neighbors and friends come in and help you during that. It sounds like you had quite a good support network.
I certainly did, without a doubt. Through it all, I feel that I've been blessed. I actually did a speech recently called I've Been Screwed, and at the very end of that speech, I showed the x-ray with the plate and the 9 screws on the left end and the 3 screws on the right and the 2 screws across the top. And I thanked the surgeon for like screwing my foot back together and that I'm able to walk again.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you believe that everyone faces challenges or obstacles?
I believe everybody has obstacles, challenges to overcome. Some people may look at them as opportunities, but based on the things that I've endured over my lifetime, I almost feel sometimes like Job in the Bible. The good thing is, though, I didn't lose my son or daughter, but, you know, being a single mom, raising 2 children, and various relationships, trying to find that right person, that right spark. And in February, I actually met somebody new, and we started dating. He had just turned 60 years old and passed away in July after a brain bleed. So you just constantly have either grieving or facing obstacles and challenges, and you know that your life must go on, and you need to be able to handle that. And it's not always easy. I spent a lot of time feeling depressed and alone,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I know that life goes on, and we have to continue to try to be as positive as we can because we're influencing others every day around our circles. So.
Okay, so you see maybe being seeing yourself as a bit of a role model for others as a way to combat these obstacles sometimes.
Yes, especially in Toastmasters and also in my business.
Yeah.
The business didn't stop. My Toastmasters meetings and obligations, they didn't stop. So these people that are basically somewhat dependent on my influences or my help, then they basically kept me going because I didn't really have time to stop and just, you know, be by myself and take off for a long holiday and
Sure.
then come back. So by continuing to go and to continuing to face life, continuing to get up each day and deal with whatever other challenges that were coming, it did help with the healing process.
Okay. Now, maybe you could explain a little bit about your business, what it is that you do.
TFG Consulting, Contracting and Services Inc. is a business that is tax and accounting. Sometimes I teach budgeting courses. Also, other times I do other kinds of workshops. So other than taxes and accounting, I am also expanding under Inspiring Voices with some workshops. For instance, September the 22nd, we're doing a workshop, and it's called Financial, Estate, and Eulogy Planning. I've even written my own eulogy because I believe you and everyone, you know yourself better than the other person does. So preparing, write your own eulogy. Eventually, somebody can read that, like preparing your will, your living will. All of those things we're trying to get that message out, and we expect that we're probably going to be rebooked and go around in the area and continue to get the message out how important it is to put an emergency number on the fridge in the event something happened to you. The day that I broke my ankle, I was outside on my back patio, but I live alone, and therefore crawled on my belly into the phone and called 911. If I had locked the door when I went outside and didn't have the key or dropped the key, then I would have had to be outside in the back before, I don't know how long, before somebody would have found me. So it's really, really important that you have information available to others so that they know what to do.
Okay. Well, listen. Well, best of luck with your business. It sounds like
Thank you.
It sounds like you've got a lot on the go, and I think that's an excellent idea. Because a lot of people don't do estate planning until it's too late, and then when the moment comes, the family's often left unprepared, and they have to deal with loose ends financially dealing with the estate. So that, but no, that's good that you're being proactive in that regard and helping other families. Yeah, good
Thank
on
you.
you. Now, you've obviously had a lot of obstacles, and I know this from talking with you in depth over the years. Would you prefer a life that had no obstacles, or one with obstacles?
Actually, up until a couple of years ago, I believed that I thrived on stress. It seemed like because I learned how to deal with stresses all throughout my life, that it actually kept me going. I wouldn't want a life without some obstacles, because I believe the obstacles help you become a stronger, better person. And because you've been challenged yourself, you're able to help others when you meet them and they need help. However, I would prefer to have less obstacles than what I have had. But at the same time, for instance, when I married, I thought I married for life. It would have been really, really nice had I grown up in a home with a healthy mother and a present father, and that when I married, that it lasted, and that would have definitely helped with raising the kids and getting them through university and things like that. But at the same time, I have to pat myself on the back, because really, despite all of the obstacles and challenges, we have overcome. Both my children, actually, they passed grade 12 on the principal's honor list. I used to own a Christian gift store and bookstore, and every book I read about single parenting, every single one, said that children from broken homes couldn't retain as well, they didn't excel. And when I think of my children being 5 and 7 when their dad and I split, not that I advocate go out and get a divorce, but if you're in a violent situation, you need to get out for your own safety. And my children did excel. They did very well. And today they're both working. My son is a professor in Seoul, South Korea. My daughter is working for a company in Guelph and happily married. So they're doing quite well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's also good that you got out of the situation when it got violent, because I know a number of women, they make the mistake of staying in, and it just leads to all kinds of problems. So.
Right. Well, to answer to that, I did stay in it for 11 years and took many, many beatings and things like that. What happens is when you come from a home, as I did, where the mother was sick and the father was absent, you are taking on adult responsibilities, but you're not yet understanding what is required of you. So when my husband made me feel like I deserved the beatings, I would say tomorrow or next week I'll be a better mother, or I'll be a better wife. I was made to feel that it was my fault and that I deserved it.
That's the power that a lot of these abusers do. They like to make the victim feel that they are in fact responsible, and that, that's not the case at all. So.
That's right. That's right. And I know that, my ex-husband and I, we both live with regrets, and we wish things didn't go the way they did. But at the same time, I got married at a very early age, and I probably wasn't ready to face the world and make the right decision. We know that 60% of marriages end in divorce, and a lot of people are absolutely devastated and crippled. But I believed deep inside of me, and I would say it's my faith in God, because I believed I deserved a second chance at love and marriage. And that kind of kept me going, that next week or just around the corner or next month I will meet that person and have a second chance at love and marriage, because I still truly believe in love and marriage.
Okay, so would you say your faith has played a significant role in helping you overcome obstacles?
Without a shadow of a doubt. It's getting up in the morning and having my meditation and having my prayer that helps me get through the day. Many, many days I feel like I'm struggling to put one foot in front of the other just to face the day. Now, some people would say that's depression. I don't think for the most part that I am depressed, because I do have a positive outlook. However, sometimes you're knocked down so bad that you just don't know how to keep on going. And it's the meditation or the word from God when you're praying that kind of encourages you to continue to keep on going, that you will get through this, and that there are brighter days ahead. So I just keep on moving.
Okay, well, that's good. It's good that you have faith as a cornerstone, because I think that can make a lot of difference, more so than a lot of people realize. So that's good on you. Have you been able to use your experiences with these various obstacles you've had through life to try to help others or to encourage others?
Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. There are a lot of teenagers that are troubled, and even in a home where there's two parents. And what I've been able to do is show them that they need to respect their elders, but at the same time, if there's something happening within their home that is not right, that there are resources that they can go to and to get help. I've also my when I was in a relationship that was abusive, I was able to get help. When my husband and I split, I didn't know that there were a lot of resources for myself and the kids at that time. But at the same time, there are so many resources these days that nobody needs to suffer alone.
Okay, now you said that you, I guess, mentor some of these kids. Like, how do you do that? Through church, through other social. Do you volunteer?
Yes, through church, through various churches that I've attended, and also through the business programs I do at Junior Achievement. The young people that I meet, whether they're through a friend or a family friend, whatever, I will definitely listen to them. And my nieces and nephews, they've all talked to me about various things, and I've encouraged them also to, talk to their parents, tell them how they're feeling, be open. And my own daughter and son definitely, I've left the channel open so that they can talk to me about anything. I may not always like what I hear, but at the same time, they need somewhere to express how they feel. And then, if necessary, then we'll take it to the next step and get help, whether it's, further counseling by somebody who's a professional or whatever the case is. So we deal with each situation individually.
Okay. And one of the things I know that you do, you take on international boarders and students pretty frequently.
Yes, I do.
What made you decide to do that?
I've always wanted to open my home to international students, but I didn't really know how to go about doing it. And this one Sunday in church, I saw in the bulletin that they had international students coming in and they were looking for homes. And then that Saturday night, I was at a party where I met somebody through Red Leaf Association, and I said, I would love to be able to take in some international students. So last summer I took in one from Spain and two from France, and it's such a great experience. It was just short term. So then I decided to open my home to long term to students. I now have a Chinese student who wants to stay with me 6 years. I don't know if I'm signing on for that long. And I have a student from India as well that's going to Conestoga College, and this is his second year with me. So it's amazing. I just love the experience. Next week on September the 12th, I have a Japanese student rather that's coming in only for a week, and then back to back another Japanese student will be coming in. In the summer, I had an opportunity to host a Japanese student show only for a week, but he said that I made him feel so good, and he was so happy that he wants to come back to Canada again, and hopefully
wonderful.
the next time I could take him to the CN Tower, because he didn't get a chance to see the CN Tower.
Okay.
I believe that you can influence young people in little subtle ways, just showing them love and concern. With Jin Song, my 15-year-old Chinese boy, I go to his mother or parent-teacher nights, and I consider myself his Canadian mom because his mom is in China and she's constantly in contact with him, but he's here under my roof, under my care, here in Canada, learning English and taking, last year he took grade 9, this year he'll be taking grade 10, and Joanna's taking another course over at Conestoga Dune this year. It's just amazing experience.
Okay, sounds like you've got a lot on your plate. What do you see for yourself down the road? Is there anything you want to do, or any special projects? Or
Yes. I recently bought a home in Florida, in February actually. So what I was thinking was I would spend 6 months in Canada, 6 months in the United States. So the speaking business, as it takes off and I do more workshops, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to hire a staff that will take care of the accounting business, and that I will eventually be able to have work enough in the speaking and the workshops that I will be able to also have some holiday time and enjoy my home in Florida and my trailer on the Grand River in Kitchener.
okay, sounds like a wonderful plan. Okay, well, you certainly sound like someone who's used the experiences and the obstacles you had to use it as a platform to not only help yourself but help a great deal of other people as well.
I have, for sure, no doubt about it. And I've got so many testimonials, written letters, emails from people that have lived here as boarders, and it's just amazing. It just fulfills me being able to give back.
Yeah, you were nominated for Woman of the Year for Waterloo last year, weren't you?
Actually, I was nominated last year for 4 awards.
Oh.
One was Rogers Oktoberfest Woman of the Year. Another one was Junior Achievement Business Spirit Awards. And the other one was Inspiring Woman of the Year for KW. And then I was also nominated for the Douglas Barclay Award, and I won the Douglas Barclay Award at District 86 amongst my peers, and that was just a total amazing experience. I understand that this fall I'm also receiving another award. So while you're out there helping people, you don't realize that there are people watching you that are influenced by what you're doing. And I get nominated for these awards. Whether I win or not, it's just an honor that I was nominated. It's just amazing, and it's humbling. You know, when I was told I was nominated for Inspiring Woman of the Year in Kitchener-Waterloo, I thought, me? Little old me? Like, why? What have I done, kind of thing. And during Speaker's Corner last year, which you were a part of when you came up to Speaker's Corner, the thing is, they feel that got the message out about Toastmasters. And it's out in the community. It's not just in the club that we're helping, but we're getting the message out. And when you think of 272,000 members in 114 countries, and you're making a difference locally in your own town by getting the word out about Toastmasters, their lives are being changed as well. One way I can tell you that people were affected over at Lincoln Road Toastmasters this past 6 months. This Chinese girl, single mom as well, came and became a member of Lincoln Road. 2 or 3 months into the relationship with Lincoln Road Toastmasters, she was asked to come and speak about depression to immigrant people. She was asked to come and speak about depression with doctors and nurses. She's getting paid to speak now, and she's on speech number 8 in her Competent Communicator Manual. Even though she had these obstacles and she dealt with depression, and when she emigrated to Canada, she felt depressed and felt alone. She had to learn a new language, a new country, a new culture. The entire thing was different for her. And now here she is giving back to people, other immigrants, but mainly towards the Chinese people that are coming into Canada and KW area.
You talked about Toastmasters a little and receiving the Douglas Barclay Award. How would you say that's helped you overcome obstacles?
The receiving of the Douglas Barclay Award probably didn't help me in overcoming obstacles, but it certainly helped me realize out of all of the awards that I was nominated for, that it was an humbling experience, and how to basically give the thanks back to the people that helped you, because everybody needs a coach,
Sure.
an encouragement, a phone call, a letter, a card, something to say, I care about you, I'm glad you're in my life, I thank you for your friendship. And that is why I gave the speech that I gave when I received the Douglas Barclay Award, that you are the wind beneath my wings. Because without the people that have encouraged me in my lifetime, I certainly would not have been able to do what I've accomplished.
Okay. Actually, what I meant was how does Toastmasters in general help you overcome obstacles?
Okay. Toastmasters, well, I joined Toastmasters in 1995. I was very shy. In my very first speech, the icebreaker, I read every single word, including my name. Hello, my name is Doreen Hillier, and I thought I should at least know who I am. But from that moment on, with the encouragement and the feedback that particular club gave me, it helped me gain confidence, overcome shyness, and be able to take the risk, take on challenges. I packed up my house in 2000 and moved back to Ontario, thinking I was just going to move back to Guelph, be near my daughter, buy a house, and the bank said no. Without selling the house in Gander, you cannot buy a house. So I packed everything in a storage unit, slept on a couch in my daughter's one-bedroom apartment, and for 4 months basically tried to dress in the hallway of a bathroom with her and her new husband and myself trying to get off to work. So, even that itself was challenging. And I lived in Guelph in an apartment for 4 years. And then in 2004, bought this house in Waterloo and moved here.
Okay. So it sounds like Toastmasters has been very helpful to you in terms of growing your confidence and helping you overcome various challenges.
Right. It sure has, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I know that I was overcoming challenges up until that point, but the shyness did restrict me in what I could accomplish, and I've accomplished a lot more since that.
Okay, so you've had to overcome various kinds of obstacles, physical obstacles, emotional obstacles, financial obstacles.
Yes.
You're an incredible woman.
Thank you. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's it for our interview today. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see you next time for another Blue Chip Profile. Thank you.